Excellence. Is it measured in likes, bottom lines, or the impact we make around us? The things we build, the students we inspire, the care we give.
Baby girl.
At CQ University, we recognise all kinds of excellence. We combine contemporary courses with more choices and real support to empower you to create the success that means more to you. Be with CQU.
I'm Jarrell Yahi, a proud Aboriginal man and former Origin great 172. FOGS was established in 1997 by Dick Tosser-Turner and Alan Graham to honour the legacy and contributions of Queensland State of Origin players. FOGS isn't just about celebrating past glories, it's dedicated to making a difference in the community. From supporting grassroots and elite rugby league to fundraising charities that are near and dear to our members' hearts. Through the connections of our Queensland Maroons, we hope to shape a brighter future for all.
Welcome to Durumble Country, where tradition, talent and community collide. At the heart of it all, rugby league, a game that unites city and bush, past and future. This is the CQ University Confraternity Carnival. Here we play with heart, faith and the spirit of confraternity. Proudly hosted by the Cathedral College, where the spirit is alive.
You might not see them at first, but they're there. Threads. It is the connection we feel when wearing the blue and gold. We're more than just borders. We're brothers, bound by the values of presence, simplicity, family spirit, and love of work. These are the threads that connect us, past, present, and future. And when our time here ends, those threads don't break. They travel with us in the choices we make, the friendships we keep, and the faith we carry forward. We're stitched into something greater, because at Marist College Ashgrove, every thread matters.
We're underway here as referee Zolka gets things started. We've lost 90 seconds as we run a very tight clock here. And St Edmund's up against St Joseph, so a knock on. St Edmund's College from
Ipswich.
Yep. Peter Elmore joins us in commentary here.
And St Joseph's College Toowoomba. Second time on field one.
Yeah, they'll got looking for a more favourable day here. They were strong in the second half against Laurie, so they'll bring that energy to this their fourth game in 2 days with Wilson. Wilson trying to get through there, but the defence is stronger. Harry O'Neill.
Right.
It's all right, hasn't he?
No, neither do I.
Ball's viewed out the back here, so Wilson will play it. Not a great pass. Now with Isoline. So St Edmund's first time on field one for the Carnival. Lovely stuff, cut out ball. Catch and pass stuff, turns back in the field of play, should go over and score the try, and he opens the account here. So St Edmunds through Coda Cuthbert, score in the first, well, ends up 3 minutes, but first minute of the play. Just a weighted possession, and obviously an error obviously coming from St Joseph's as well. So they'll come back and hard conversion right into the teeth of this breeze.
You had a good day today, John?
I've had a great day, but some great games. Geez, they just don't disappoint, do they?
Yep.
And 9 times out of 10, the game's definitely not over. We saw the
St James girls there, first time into the
correct.
Carnival. Yep.
So it was 8-4.
Yep.
So that could have either gone either way. And
against last year's winners,
St.
Pat's Mackay. So there's a turn up in the quarterfinals. That's a fair kick. But just didn't have the legs. But,
into that breeze pretty tough.
Yeah, that's a bit of a turn-up as we talk about Heartbreak Tuesday.
So they'll front up about 9:40, I think, on Thursday morning. But the other good game we had here, Shalom was through a late comeback in their game. And with the breeze, it was a good game as well. There's a lot of good games. Unfortunately, it didn't start off real well to start. Do you have any news on that injured player at all, Peter?
No, not yet.
No news is good news for mine. So
there's a strong run off the.
Well, there's an even better reply.
Oh, my goodness, that's a great.
Holy smokes! Well, every reaction deserves an equal and opposite reaction. And that was a crazy redhead.
Yeah, Jet Dangerfield.
Yeah.
Well done, Jet. Well, they've come back willing in defence, haven't they? St Joseph's and.
They're still on their own try line. Extraordinary stuff. St Joseph's aren't happy with that early try.
Sparked them into action here. They're still only 10 metres off the line.
St Edmund's trying to work their way out. Well, it's 12 metres, still a long way to go to the other end to a kick, and they're going to kick early. And the other thing too, although it's actually dropped quite dramatically, that breeze. Numbers to the left, here they come. Got options, outside, no look pass, and away he goes towards the try line. That's going to be Georgeson, and Georgeson will go over underneath the post, 100-metre try, if you will, and what a dive at the end. I thought he was going to lose it there, but what a try, and that's disappointing, unfortunately, St Joseph. Great defensive set. They were 12 metres out from the try line after 4 tackles, St Edmunds. They ended up scoring a try.
Yeah, a quick shift down to the left-hand side, a one-man overlap, and they certainly made them pay for that little defensive error on the left-hand edge. Wow.
Well, they had numbers, didn't they?
They did.
I don't know who the player was for St Joseph, but it was like the Alamo for him. There was 4-on-1. And he's promoted the footy right underneath the crossbar. Nice and handy for Patrick Albion to try and convert this one, 8-0. Strike that one straight over the crossbar. And you got the last game here?
Last game on field 2, I think.
Oh, not on this
no,
one.
I didn't make field 1.
Well, that's disappointing. Yeah.
Well, it is.
For me. Well,
More
to be
disappointing.
be perfectly honest, I don't mind who plays out there. They're always going to be great contests. Is that semi-final?
Yeah, the semi-final. We've got Iona on the quarter-final this afternoon. So
Still alive?
still alive.
Going to go one better. Peter Elmore joining us here on
All right.
Confraternity TV, if you will. Brought to you by CQ University. It's been dabbed at, not to mention Struddies, Fogs, and also the NRL.
Yep.
And, we had some royalty here today. Melbourne
And the Premier as well.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the Premier. So, no, that was good of you. I mean, he's a busy man.
Well, the Premier was 1996 in the with Gilroy Santa Maria. Actually brought his old jersey along.
I saw that. Michael Crutcher got a photo.
Yeah.
We had Gilroy Santa Maria out here. Had a good challenge, good contest. Almost got back into that game, but just didn't quite have enough. But good effort. Here's a chance down the right-hand side here from St Edmunds. Close to the chalk on the far side, and I'm calling it the Struddy side of field one. Oscar Graves. Bodies in motion, crossfield kick. They're all flying through here. That's a good kick. Allowed to bounce. Goes backwards. Should still be the last. Referee still has his arm in the air. Flick pass back inside to the prop forward there. And Haspels gives it off now here to Graves. Graves turns it back inside. Keeping it alive here. Oh, razzle-dazzle stuff here from St Edmunds. Goes, knocks backwards. Referee will say knock on. That would have been a try of the century. Unbelievable.
Well, the ball was allowed to bounce, and it was always going to be a problem from there, wasn't it?
Well done to St Joseph's. How did they defend that?
They kept turning up.
Didn't they? Now with some footy, they are a dangerous side with the football in hand, St Joseph's. 10-0, definitely not out of the realms of possibility to make a comeback. Still 11 and a half minutes to go in the first half.
They need to get to a kick, don't they? They need to get...
That's it, and even if it's one out stuff to get to that.
Absolutely, yeah.
On the ball here, and that's a good carry. I want to give away a penalty here, St Edmunds, late in the tackle count.
Great little run. It's a 7.
I'll be Darby Reid.
Darby Reid, nice feet.
Now it's the last. They're on their 40, but the breeze is just starting to disappear for the afternoon, and a little knock on. That'll be changeover 40 metres out from the try line, so didn't quite get to that kick.
Chet Dangerfield might be injured there.
Check the colour of his hair. Not a problem. Gets up. Look at that. I don't think he's going to knock him over his kryptonite. Chet Dangerfield. He's getting a drink of water.
That magic water.
Yeah, and he's looks at St Edmunds. Is that the best you got? So 40 metres. So now St Joseph's to defend again inside their own half. Big body at the line here through Haspels. Oh, that's a gutsy effort. Knocks him off balance there to Sullivan. Dummy half is Albion. Slow play the ball. Line defence comes up nicely. Georgeson's already got one try. Has he got a second? Yes, he has. Well, he looked like he blew up to say, what are you talking about? And then he realised he was pointing the spot. Yeah. So he's got a double. Just on the back of that. Didn't get to complete their sets, Pete. And
Yep. Yeah, well, it's all
may pay.
It's a percentage game, and you just need the footy.
Got some firepower, St Joseph's. They're from Toowoomba, and St Edmunds
From Ipswich.
So you call them neighbours, and considering the size of our state, it's not that far apart.
St Edmunds are on the back of a rugby season. They've been a pretty strong cohort, this one all the way through for St Edmunds. So they're
who's their coach?
Dale.
Okay. I thought it might have been. He's commentated a couple of times over the Confraternity. The conversion is unsuccessful. Score remains 14-0. Dermot. Was it Dermot?
Dermot O'Riordan was there for a while.
Yeah, with St Edmunds?
Yeah, he was principal there.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
And Chris Ledbetter was principal there for a while.
Before Laurie.
Yeah, and Ray Chiligato is the principal there now.
Okay.
So yeah, they're steeped in rugby league tradition, St Edmunds. You know, they're heart of rugby league territory there.
So number 18, Hayden Whittaker's come back out in the park here. Now, I'd really like to see St Joseph's, especially with the introduction of Hayden Watkins. I saw what he did yesterday.
Yep.
If they can rumble up the middle, just close. They can certainly challenge the St Edmunds forwards, ball in hand. Led by. Now he's wearing number 4 here is Harry O'Neill, the redhead, playing like a crazy mid.
He's playing middle.
Middle, yeah.
Yeah, looks like he's playing middle.
And he's just been crazy in the tackling department. He took on that ball charging run there from Marcus Zealand to start the game.
There he is again.
Yeah, tackle all day. This is a good defensive set here from St Joseph's. They need to just maintain that without giving away a penalty. They go to the right-hand side. Numbers are coming across nicely from St Joseph's. That's the halfway line there. He'll get up and play it there with Hallam Cooper. They want to tackle a penalty on this last couple of plays. Banana kick not going the way it's supposed to. It's going to be caught in the end there by Cuthbert. Cuthbert. Oh, he's nimble-footed, Cuthbert. He'll go towards the try line. He'll score. Geez, he's got a step on him.
Set of wheels on Cuthbert.
Yeah. Take him to Brisbane in 2032. Just showing a lot of purpose here, St Joseph, but St Edmunds.
It's a momentum.
It wasn't a great. It wasn't a great kick, but he turned it into a terrific kick. Did Cody Cuthbert or Coda Cuthbert to score that try? He's second. This one's right in front. It's quite warm now.
It is. Patrick Albion would like one like that every time.
Yeah.
Straight in front.
So they'll get a restart now. With this sun, I'd like to see a nice high kick in and challenges come through. Might be time for a short kick off, 20-0. Still 6 minutes remaining. Just mix it up a little bit. Send it wide. They just need some footy, St Joseph's. And
yeah, it's hard to win the game without it.
I remember asking a co-commentator of mine, you might know, here's a big carry coming back. That's fearless there from Robert Fuller. Got in the way of that freight train that came off the back fence. There's a good carry in itself from big fella, might have been Rutherford. To the right they go. Hitting the advantage line. Support players. Here's a run down the right-hand side. Players inside. Throws a no-look pass. This is the beauty. Comes off the toe here of Harry Vidler. Picks it up and it's going to go over and score underneath the crossbar.
Well, they're putting on a show this afternoon, aren't they, St Edmunds? And, you know, when all is going your way, the ball just seems to bounce, doesn't it? You know, and the last 2 tries have been off kicks and the ball's landed exactly
where, yeah.
So
he's spot on. They could just go easily the opposite direction. I saw that the other night in the Cowboys-Titans game. A kick went through, landed on the point, came 20 metres back towards where it came from. 4.5 minutes remaining. First half. Conversion successful. So from the couple of carries I've seen that have come back, I just don't have the 18 for St Edmunds who brought that carry up there before.
Always give me a half-time job.
Always give you a homework, mate.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying, my point being, I think it might be an option here for St Joseph's to go for a short kick-off and don't give those plays, because those sort of carries lift aside, don't they?
They do, yep.
You know,
yeah.
so if you take away that momentum, this one doesn't need to go quite as deep. There's a big gap in the middle between the front line and the back. Here we go for big carry down the sideline here. Beats one. The prop forward having a whale of a game there is Pearce. Still going as Pearce. Looking for an offload, Pearce. He's offload.
Strong,
I'll just keep running. Gets to the 30, so he's run 70 metres. He's got a big smile on his face. Now it's with the lock forward there and Brewer. Brewer steps out. That's not called, held. Steps off to the left, Brewer, trying to get through. Forwards in the way there. He's going to be pulled down the end there by Watkins. And 10 out from the try line here, St Edmunds. More grief before half time. Yep. Watkins comes up with good marker defence.
Down the left edge here, we look like we're in trouble there again. So
Albion gives it off now here to Cratch. And Sebastian Cratch will score a try just before half time.
Well, St Edmunds have simply been playing a good edge footy, haven't they? They've been getting to about the 50 and then picking an edge and going to that edge. And nice, clean, two-pass shift to a ball runner. It's pretty simple football. But like I said, when momentum is your friend,
yes,
it all seems to go to plan. So they're playing really well. They'll be pretty happy with the way they've gone into half-time.
Well, they'll get the ball back, and they'll probably have one more set at St Joseph's. We'll chat in the in-goal area here from St Joseph's. I guarantee you St Joseph's, well, that's just waved away. We want that one again, but is one thing I've noticed against St Lawrence is they just didn't give up. They came back in that second half.
Yeah, I think
it was a spirited effort at that game.
Yeah, the scoreline doesn't always reflect the effort, does it? And a lot of the St Joseph's boys are really...
look, I totally agree. I've not seen ever a towel thrown in from any side. They just keep coming, and they don't even look at the scoreboard. So running back on to get this restart going. Referee Sizzlock waiting for the other kicking teams out there. So the kicking game in the second half of St Joe's, use the sun, use the breeze, use anything legally to mess up with St Edmunds. So they're dominating the play.
And St Edmunds have given them nothing, really, have they? Like there hasn't been a turnover. They've completed their sets. Haven't been very friendly at all in regards to sharing that footy around. So
they're in the sandpit with their ball, and they're not letting anybody else play with it.
Exactly.
And that's the name of the game. Again, this time it's with Brewer, the 13. Stands in the tackle. That's the 40-metre line. 50 seconds remaining. Oh, there's a don't argue and a half. Charging, bullocking run there from the...
Well, there's our chance. For that's off the ground. I think there was we thought it was still rugby season. I think that's probably, we haven't done the changeover yet. That's it was certainly off the ground. It couldn't. I think the pennies just dropped.
He's looking at the sideline going, and I think somebody's waved the number 13 at him. 13 aside.
Yep. It was a great run though, wasn't it?
It's a great, don't argue. Probably the fend of the carnival, although we saw the number 4.
Oh, great inside ball there.
For Shalom with a couple of good fends for a great try. As we see St Joseph's, let's see if they can finish off the half. Ball in hand, puts a kick over to it. This is better. Enterprising stuff here. It's going to be tidied up at the back here. Steps off one. Throws the ball back inside. Goes to the right-hand side. The cover defensive, and that's a forward pass by quite a way. And the referee says, like, will call that one back. They can't hear the whistle. The touch judge is even down there. Puts it on the toe here. Let's see what happens. Falls back inside, and they're wondering, where is everybody else? It's half-time. Peter Elmore,
we're going to go to our sponsors.
We're going to our sponsors, and we'll be back with
I've got a job to go and find out.
I can't remember what it was now, but anyway, half-time here, and it's 30 points to nil in favour of St Edmunds. Back shortly.
Into the arms of Farnworth. Hermie! Oh, what a shot, Bostock. Katoa, held beautifully. Oh, that is just brilliant. Kicking for Bostock. What a try, Jack Bostock. The crowd wants him to take off. He does take off. Just sit back and enjoy this wonderful sight. Last tackle, the poking kick, and it's a try. Sam McIntyre poaches one. Robson's away. What a tackle. straight through and he's gone. Perdue, another try for the youngster.
For more than 160 years, Brisbane Catholic Education has educated generations of families in our schools. Covering the city, coast and country, our 140 plus schools across southeast Queensland are united to deliver an innovative and holistic education, one that nurtures students' minds, hearts and spirits, all with the aim of forging a brighter future. Brisbane Catholic Education, an education to believe in.
My favourite beer on tap. Bolter at Leeds Club. Yeah, yeah. Hey? He was over on 5 and he was getting his report read to him. And then, because he didn't see the appointment, they only just come through. He had to run from there to get to here. Hey, he's fitter than I am. All right. Yep. So back here, and unfortunately for St. Joseph's, in front of the kicker, so this will be a penalty, and they're going to kick for touch here at Harry Vidler. It's not going to find touch, so here's a chance here, maybe a bit of luck for St. Joseph's from Toowoomba. I thought we started early. So, referee, this is like who got things underway for the Hooters, so they're going to end up playing 21 minutes of footy bargain. Slow to get to his feet. That's heavy knocker. He's just gassed. Oh, half a chance opened up there and shut down by Edmunds. St. Edmunds, last tackle. Banana kick. That's going to be allowed to bounce. And bounce nicely. He does for St. Edmunds to bring that one back into the field of play. Flick pass, keeping it alive here, St. Edmunds. Trying to get through, gets across the halfway line. He's going to stand in the tackle. And wait for a... I mean, Chad O'Connell, it was. Brewer. 25 out from the try line. Big charging run here from Iserland. Loses the footy, so St. Joseph's will have the ball. players down their haunches, taxing time. 4th game for these players. Peter Elmore joins me back on comms. They started early on us, Pete. You notice that?
They got a Le Mans start, didn't we?
Yeah, shotgun start in the golf. So St. Joseph's holding off a early onslaught from St. Edmunds. Ball in hand. Oh, put it on his backside. Great tackle. That's a good tackle. Probably got one back. Hunter Doyle.
Yep.
How'd you go?
Yeah. Didn't get a job done.
That's quite all right. You can put detention this afternoon. So St. Pat's now. Let's see what they can do. They had a great second half against Lauries. 30-0 at half-time in this one. And I don't be surprised if they know how to score tries.
Yep.
Just need the opportunity to have the footy in hand. Bit of a dummy. Gets over the 40. Now it's the last. Get on the back of a kick. So they've got to a kick. That's good. Now that's going to be caught, unfortunately. The chases were coming through. Well, that's courageous stuff there from the halfback. That's Darby Reid getting in front of that freight train.
Yeah, he's done some good things today, hasn't he?
Oh. They're not shy away from getting in front of this. Yep. Oh, a couple of don't argues. Turns it back to a one-handed catch. Knocks it on. Does Tony Wilson. Or Tommy Wilson. Now, no advantage, I would assume. Sizzlock should play the scrum to St. Joseph's, and he does. Good referee there from Sizzloka, who had to come from field 5 to get here to start this one, so he'll earn his day off tomorrow, as will everybody. Wonderful but grueling 2 days for all involved.
Time to rest up.
Yeah.
A bit of take the mind away from footy for a while. And
half an hour. I'll have a look back at some of these games and others that I didn't have the opportunity to look at. And as everybody else can because of the live stream, you can go on the website and watch all the games played. Ones that are live, and then you can have an idea of what games are coming up.
Post-contact meters there.
This is better. This is, I don't know what they say at half-time here.
That's a great run.
That's a terrific carry.
Every time they've turned the ball back inside, they've made good meters, St. Joseph. So,
Robert Fuller lead the charge there. A little bit of a juggle, throws a bit of a dummy there. There's Kai Sutton. I don't know what happens at half-time here from St. Joseph's. They seem to get the Gettysburg speech and just inspires them and lifts them to come out and do better things. They listen to their coaches, and along with enthusiasm and attitude, it certainly comes in handy. So turns it back inside. Now mix up and play there. It was supposed to go, I think, to the number 8 in Austin Janke.
Yeah, good tackle there by the 11, Max Murphy. He's been strong for the Moore Carnival. Max, there he goes again.
So right around the ankles. He's on his way there. It was Chad O'Connell. Oh, flying on the ball there is Wilson. Gets the offload and
gone forward pass, I think.
Yeah, well, there's a flag in the air.
Flag in
start.
the air. Yep.
Bit hard to see over there. We've got the sun setting.
It's a bit tough for us.
Well, we're professionals, Pete.
Yep.
We'll handle it. Just make it up as we go along otherwise. But, yeah, look, dangerous on the left-hand side here, but scrambling defence there from St. Joseph's. And they're going to be rewarded with a changeover on the 20. Restart.
It's a formidable line, the St. Edmunds one, isn't it?
It's not impregnable. They just, as you said, if they can turn that ball underneath, and they've got some big forwards, so that works to the advantage of the smaller men. I'm not afraid to take it up. That's a good carry there from Austin Janke. Just winning the wrestle here. If they can win the wrestle back here, St. Joseph's. An opportunity, a quick play the ball needed. You don't really know how to test Sizzloka, the referee. He's been consistent. Gets to his feet quickly. Here we go. Not the last. Chasers are coming through. Not really sure whether he was offside. Referee called him out.
Yep. He listened.
Wilson.
He's been strong from the back, hasn't he, Wilson?
Good stepping run. I'm not really. Is that a water bowl somebody nearly ran over in the middle of the park there?
It's still there.
It is still there. So St. Edmunds Coming to the right-hand
Come
side.
back this way.
Sliding defence, knocks it on. And that will be good work there from St. Joseph's number 5 there. He didn't give up there, Joel Stark. Came towards the player. And he knew he still had to earn the try. Unfortunately, he didn't hang on to it at the end there. And that'll be a scrum feed here to St. Joseph's. Try and work it out.
Well, they've been good this afternoon, haven't they, St. Edmunds? You've got to, give credit where it's due. They've been polished.
Yeah.
They haven't given too much footy over. And, this will be a good lead into the semi-final for them. The semi-finals on Thursday, and the grand finals all on the Friday. So they got to, don't want to go the early crow, but they're certainly in a good position to win this one.
This guy, Harry O'Neill.
He's been strong, hasn't he?
Outrageously crazy.
Yeah, he's been
2 records over there.
And good all Carnival. He's been solid in the previous games as well. That's a good run. Well, they're still willing.
Watkins. Well, Watkins has been strong. He's strong against Lauries when he had the opportunity.
A lovely
ball. Here's a chance here now. Needs some pace. Stay away from the chalk. Turns it back inside.
Football there.
A terrific pass. The forward play's good. That's more like it. It's going to end up in the hands here of Dangerfield.
Yep.
They
Dangerfield.
They need to go wide. It is with Austin Janke.
Well, now last ball.
It's easy for us up here. It's the last tackle. I think their strength here for St. Joseph. Send it wide, put it through the hands, use their quick men out wide. Lovely stuff. Over the dummy. Here he goes, O'Neill. O'Neill is going to take the tackle. That's better from St. Joseph's. They hang on the footy. They keep it alive. Support play is good. They did it on this side. They did it on that side. And now they'll have a turnover 20 metres out from the try line there, Edmonds. Yep. Good stuff. Good reply, regardless of the scoreboard. So still 9 minutes gone in the second half and no points added. Watkins and Janke, along with O'Neill and Dangerfield, those 4 been very, very strong in the forward pack.
Four's been strong for Ipswich as well, hasn't he?
Yeah. Yep. Oh, look, it's...
they're a well-balanced side.
And I don't really know where he's playing before. I don't know if he's playing 13 or not. There's a chance here to go through. And this is a good try through. And William Tat, I should say, will score underneath the crossbar.
Yep.
That's to a degree against the run of play. Yep. And I'm just having a look at Joey's bench. They don't have where they got the full 21 involved complement. Yep. There, so they're really running on fumes now, and ticker. So William Tat adds his name. He has a confraternity try that he'll never forget. Tell the kids about.
It's been a pretty tough pool, that one, hasn't it? You know, they come out of Columba, St. Lawrence's, Clairvaux and St. Joseph's. Well, those other 3 schools are, fairly steeped in rugby league and rugby tradition. So,
well, I'll tell you one other thing that St. Joseph's have been able to do. They're going to certainly send St. Edmunds, some of their players, to bed with some bruises and bumps. I know they've been in a contest.
And St. Edmunds had All Souls, St. John's and Xavier Catholic College. So.
Restart into the sun. He's going to try and trap that between his legs. Oh, just got on there. Oh, geez, you'd have copped a bit of fun there if that had been knocked over. Good carry there from Fletcher Haspels. That's good.
He's been strong, hasn't he, with the football in hand?
Yeah, well done there by Janke to get him on his back there. So good tackle. Good reply. He's now with O'Connell. O'Connell got over the halfway line and he's been pushed back in the tackle of Gunning. Yep. A little kick over the top here on the last. We're waiting in the back there.
Well picked up.
Yeah, well read, Doyle.
Yep.
Good fullbacks. Have you ever played fullback, Pete?
No.
Well,
not on purpose.
No, exactly. Seagulling in the back. But you're just so alone back there. It's a fearless job as we see Harry O'Neill again. Strong hasn't given up.
Finds his front all the time, doesn't he, when he runs the footy? So
doesn't mind having a bit of a conversation with the tackler either, which is always good. That's a good catch there. Wasn't meant to go to Lyle Lawrence. Took that in nicely. No look pass. It's going to be tidy up the scraps here by Joel Stark, and Joel Stark will go back into the field of play. Now it's the last tackle. They're inside St Edmunds territory. Going for a kick. The breeze not a factor now. They're going to run through the hands. No, he's going to put it on the toe. Will Sutton. It's going to go between two at the back, but pops up nicely. And look, you talk about.
Kai Sutton's been good with the ball in hand. I was hoping he'd want to run that one.
Oh, I agree.
But last time he had the ball, he shifted the ball to his right and created something on the outside on the last play.
Yeah, as I mentioned, they've got some wheels out wide. That ball to them when they can, and maybe even try it earlier in the tackle count rather than use the forwards. Just try and mix it up a little bit. That's a good carry there from Sebastian Cratch, the try scorer, facing the other way. That's a good tackle. Ball movement. Oh, that's fearless. Fortunately, didn't knock him off balance. Georgeson steps off the right. Georgeson puts a fend on, spins out of that tackle, but he comes back at him. Didn't give up there. The 5'8" in Sullivan.
Numbers are short out there.
Oh, trying to get through the half-back, and is he going to get there? Close. And Albion will get up and play it inches away. I reckon his head might have been over the try line there, Pete. Not the footy. Knock on. Scrambling defence there from St Joseph's.
Well, they haven't given up. It's just putting their bodies in front all the time. They just keep doing it. So it's been a good half, I suppose, from where they went in at half time. You'd have to be happy where they are now.
30-0.
Yep.
Just the one try. That was to a degree against the run of play. St Edmunds still been very, very strong ball in hand, but the tackling from St Joseph's has been pretty damaging.
Yep.
Like I said, they'll go to bed tonight, St Edmunds, with a lot of ice packs. St Joseph's will be the same, as will all 72 teams. They'll be all iced up.
Yep.
Rested. Although, a little knock on them. Although they won't be, rather be playing footy, I think they'll also enjoy a break. So there's going to be a scrum feed here to St Edmunds. Just under 6 minutes remaining. And you're on behind here later on?
Yep. Up against Iona, we've come a long way to play Iona, but that's okay.
You'd know each other.
Yep. We've got St Thomas More and Blackheath Thornborough on the field behind us.
Oh, that's a big shot coming in there. Get the number of that little train. It's forward, and this time he's going to catch it. The cover defence comes across here, still trying to scramble, but the prop forward's going to go over and score through Nate Pearce. Try been awarded? Yes, it has. Still, there might have been maybe a knock-on or a forward pass here, but tears of my eyes seeing a number 8 score a try.
Certainly that out wide as well. He was he was motoring down that right edge, wasn't he?
Trying to see who the player was from St Joseph's. He's only a small player, but he really threw himself in a great tackle though. Might have actually been the 5'8" in Lincoln Sullivan. Four minutes remaining. Conversion here for the 5'8" in Polkinghorne. Sorry, not the halfback. It is actually in Albion, and Albion goes to the left-hand side. So, let's see what can St Joseph's do here to finish off their pool game. Austin Janke out there cheering up his Chargers. St Edmunds, they've just been too strong today.
They've been clinical, really, haven't they? They haven't given too much away. A couple of, very few errors.
Yeah, well, they've trusted the game plan given to them by their coaching staff, and they've stuck to it throughout, using their big forwards and then back end of the set, send it wide. And there he is again, O'Neill, around the ankles, but he steps out of that tackle. There's the Edmunds ball carrier. Well, he hasn't had enough.
And Dale O'Connell, their manager, he's been to a few Confraternity Carnivals. He knows what to do. Knocked back. Yep. Liam Mulhill and Jackson Frawley, coaches that we have to be happy with what has happened there today.
And as we see the winger there and Hallam Cooper, fleet of foot, gets to the almost to the 20. Numbers out to the right-hand side here. Defence comes up strongly and shuts down that play initially, but again it's going to be the centre three-quarter and will go over and score. And Harry Vidler come up with a try in the 38th minute. Harry Vidler, V-I-D-L-E-R. I had this conversation when young Vidler made his Sheffield Shield debut, whether it was Vidler or Vidler.
Yep.
Now I can't remember which one he is now. He's the red-headed bowler. And so whatever Ray Phillips said, I always go the opposite. So try there to Harry Vidler, or Vidler. Version right in front.
He's had a good game as well, hasn't he? They've been strong on their edges. Their middles have done all they needed to do, and they've set up a good platform. And every time they've gone to the edge, they've looked dangerous today, St Edmunds. They'd be pretty confident with that, taking that into the...
Who's their likely opponent?
I was just trying to work that out a moment ago. I was just going to the My League app, which tells all.
It does. It's the...
yeah, so...
The almanac for Confraternity. So you can go on there and check out the app. Gives you all the results and upcoming games. Shortage kick-off. Chases come through. One of those is led by Kai Sutton. They'll go down the left-hand side, coming across in cover defence. That's a good tackle, but not before the offload and the ball inside to the support player, and they'll come up with a try. Will St Edmunds
with less than a minute on the clock. So
try and get the number of that player with the headgear.
Well, the good news is that St Joseph's get a chance to have a day off. They get a chance to restock and get ready. And the great thing about the carnival is they get to play similar sides as the carnival goes on. And like I said earlier, St Joseph's in a pretty tough pool there. And St Edmunds obviously play another winning side in the semi-final on Thursday for Division 2. So. As I know that St Lawrence's were playing over there on field 4 today, so there's every chance they could meet them.
Try scored there by Hallam Cooper, the number 5, and that will be full time, 52-0 to St Edmunds. Well, Peter Elmore, wish you good luck with your charges over on field number 2 coming up soon.
Yep. And
we'll take a break here. Confraternity Day 2.
We're going to hear from our sponsors, former Origin greats, and.
Love the sponsors.
Yep.
And Strutties, just remember, if you're looking for some apparel, the boys are over there ready to accommodate you and dress you up. Back soon.